What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we're back today with another Dark Dimension 4 video. This is going to be playing through the next node, continuing from the previous videos I have made. So I'll quickly show you guys here. As you can see, Mr. Sinister being a great adapter in our battle here. Definitely got the T4 on his passive there just to ensure that his clones are maximized. Next, we got Emma Frost here, synergizing with Mr. Sinister. The T4s in both for special and ultimate. She's going to be providing protection in addition to stripping away enemy buffs, as well as being able to provide us with a cleanse. Next, we got Ghost using her Striker to reduce enemy turn meter, as well as her Quantum Explosion ultimate to really take advantage and extend negative conditions, as we saw earlier in the initial nodes. And then last but not least, rounding off our team is going to be Black Widow with her speed up and that timely stun whenever we need to delay and really buy us time in terms of preventing damage. That is the same 4 characters I've utilized in the previous notes, so that being said, let's dive right into the gameplay. Now, consistent with my previous video, you guys, I do highly recommend you referencing Dutch Rudder's Dark Dimension 4 Wave Guide, as I will put it in the link in the description below. But a reason why I recommend it is because you know, he's able to actually highlight a lot of key characters that we need to focus. Additionally, he did a great job highlighting which characters have that repetitive ability, whether it be their special or ultimate. So it's just nice to know, and you can also get a sense of which waves are coming. So this is really what helped me when I was pushing through it. So hopefully, if you guys can combine my video playthrough in addition to Dutch Rudder's guide, you can definitely utilize to your utmost. So you can see here at the beginning, Squirrel Girl from this wave is always going to perform her ultimate ability. Okoye is also going to repeat their ability, as well as M'Baku. So those are the kind of the enemies that we have to be very mindful of. In this initial wave, what we really want to do is get our hands on as many Squirrel Girls as we can, because by having Mr. Sinister on our team, by cloning her, she's going to give us a lot of versatility, especially with Squirrel Girl having an offense down and a cleanse to her usage. Now, if you guys are familiar with Dark Dimension 3 and the synergy of the Young Avengers, you know that the target likely in the beginning here is going to be focusing on Miss Marvel. You know, that combination of Chavez, Squirrel Girl, as well as Miss Marvel having those assisted attacks makes it very, very dangerous. Fortunately, this is nowhere even close to how bad Dark Dimension 3 was, but that synergy is something we have to be mindful of. So that's why we cast, you know, the blind on her thanks to Emma Frost, just to kind of prevent further damage. Additionally, now you can see I've cloned Squirrel Girl to aid us in battle, having that offense down as well as being able to cleanse and heal. And again, using Black Widow there now to stun. Really, because Squirrel Girl has her repetitive abilities, we do want to keep her in check. We want to control her as long as we can. Fast forwarding here to save you guys a bit of time, you see that I've actually been able to weaken all of them, still keeping Squirrel Girl stunned there. And again, utilize Black Widow and Ghost if you have them handy, but Miss Marvel is the first one to go, so now we don't have to worry about those assist attacks. And at this point, I really kind of take a look around and see who's weaker, right? As per the guide, Okoye is definitely another high enemy target that we got to take down, and you can see she's already got low HP, so we're gonna go ahead and finish her off as well. And then following that, actually, I would just focus on anybody who's weaker. So Squirrel Girl, again, we still want to clone more if we can. We got 2 handy now, as you can see on my left there. Taking down the high damage dealers such as Black Panther isn't a bad idea. And the nice thing about this initial wave is that we are able to actually finish off this entire cluster before the next wave actually spawns. So good for us to kind of take our time, take down the damage dealers, clone as many Squirrel Girls as you can, and that's a really solid game plan for wave 1. Squirrel Girl goes down naturally just because I didn't want her getting her turn to cleanse. Same with Black Panther. And at this point, it should be only M'Baku and the 2 Chavezes left. So at this point, I would actually save Mr. Sinister's ultimate for the next turn. So at this point, just go ahead and try to control them and finish them off. But keep in mind too, because there's another wave coming, you want to make sure you start building up your energy now to ensure that we're ready for the next wave. And with the next wave, you're going to see that we're actually going to be up against a pretty decent sized mixture of partial Black Order as well as Asgardians. So really for the priority in this case, it is actually going to be Loki and Thanos. A couple reasons. First of all, Loki has a special constantly being repeated, so he can use that as many times as he wants, and as well as Thanos taunting and healing himself. He's just quite tanky in general, but what I would recommend doing is just stunning a character such as Proxima Midnight, so that way she can't stun us, and then we'll go ahead and actually start resuming our attack in Loki here. Again, whenever there's a chance there's a stun, as well as this opportunity, you bet I'm going to utilize Ghost's ultimate there to extend it by an additional turn. It lasts longer and we don't have to worry about her for a little bit. But I'm also going to clone her as well because Proxima Midnight has great crowd control. You know, she's got an offense down. She's got a stun we can use. So you bet we're taking full advantage of that. Now going ahead and finishing off Loki, that's one down. And again, sticking with the guide because again, with Proxima Midnight not actually being effective here, it's great that we can just finally focus now on Thanos, take him down, especially with him being tankier. With Wave 1, we were focused on cloning Squirrel Girls. In this one, I do highly recommend continually getting more Proxima Midnights because, again, our team thrives on crowd control. The more negatives we have, especially if they're stunned, our Ghost is going to take advantage of that, but is standing in by an additional turn, so that's absolutely huge for us. And unfortunately, unlike the first wave, the reason we want to aim for those two as well is because the next wave is going to spawn, so it's just a matter of timing at this point. But taking both Thanos and Loki is going to give us an increased chance in dealing with these guys here, being Sif, Cull Obsidian, as well as Groot. So at this point, I would actually just focus on taking down whoever's weaker now, because this is the wave now that we can actually clean the board for before the next wave spawns. Now we'll just go ahead and finish off this weaker Thor here. But in my opinion, and consistent with the guide, we should actually focus on Cull Obsidian, just due to the fact that he's got the most potency out of this cluster, while we'll leave Groot for last because Groot's really not that powerful, and he's really more of a defensive character overall. And honestly speaking, with Cull Obsidian taken care of, it's really your choice to whether or not you want to take down Heimdall or Sif. Both of them operate very similar, right? So I mean, at this point, I would actually, you can see I already cloned a Groot as well on my side just to give ourselves a little bit of defense up. It's nice that Groot actually has a cleanse as well, but work on finishing these guys off before the next wave. It's nice we can clean this up once again. And keep in mind, when you get down to the last two enemies, again, you want to save up energy. And once Groot falls, it is going to be another cluster here with Heimdall returning, as well as the Gamora Black Panther combination with M'Baku, as well as another Thor and Black Widow. So, you know, you can already tell here, the characters that have that repeat ability is going to be Heimdall and Thor, so we have to be mindful of them. But, you know, following the guide again, we always do want to take down anybody that has crowd control on their side. So Black Panther has a lot of damage. In addition to that, the Black Widow actually has the speed up and the stun. So those are the characters we want to be mindful of. So for me personally, I don't like Black Panther, so that's why I actually opt to take him down first. He's going to be the first one in this wave that goes down. Just due to the fact that he has a lot of damage. Gamora can also do a lot of damage, and that's something that's also recommended in Dutch's guide, is that taking down damage dealers will give us a better chance to get through this wave. But also keep in mind, we want to really focus Black Widow as well. She's squishy, similar to Gamora, and she's got a stun. So even if you have to use Ghost to reduce her turn meter or really extend negative conditions, as you'll see here, for me, I go ahead and actually do that. The ultimate there to apply some damage, as well as a striker to reduce her turn meter. And similar to the last wave, actually, what's going to happen is when we finish off Gamora, it is actually going to spawn another wave. So that's why you really want to take down your two targets really strategically. That's why I aim for high damage dealers such as Black Panther and Gamora. And now in this next wave, you see that they actually once again have another Proxima Midnight. There's also a couple of Okoyes joining the battle here as well. So we'll go ahead now, and we're just going to pick off and finish off the weaker characters from the previous wave, especially Black Widow. And once she's down, really at this point, I would focus on just taking down whoever is in the way here that has high damage. And keep in mind too, this Proxima Midnight can also stun as well. So if you guys have a chance to clone more of her, take advantage for sure. But just be mindful, we really want to be able to have stuns whenever enemies are getting ready to have their turn. And as well, utilizing our Ghost and the Striker combination with their ISO 8 to really prevent them from being able to attack when we have an opportunity to do so. That being said, we're going to go ahead now and just finish off another Black Panther here. And again, we want to just keep in mind of who's weaker. You see Thor and Proxima are definitely near their deathbed as well, so take advantage of that. Just clear up the board once again. And again, I can't mention how powerful and amazing having a Squirrel Girl clone is on our side. You can just see the amount of AoE we have that's synergizing with defensive capabilities. You know, it's really making this wave really work for us. And really, at this point, really focus on just finishing off the weaker enemies now, especially knowing that after these guys go down, it is going to be the final and last wave. So once again, down to the last 2 or 3, start saving up your energy again and getting ready for the next wave. And consistent with the previous waves we've seen, we're going to see another combination of the Black Panther, Black Widow, Thor, Gamora combination here. So they're going to be the ones that we want to be mindful of, especially with Black Widow having that control synergy for their team, as well as Black Panther's DPS, as well as Gamora. And if you're able to have a Mr. Sinister on your team, you're going to see that we're just going to have an opportunity to clone a lot of useful characters such as Proxima, Black Widow, another one on our team, to really just be able to control the situation. We've already taken down Gamora, and now we're focusing on Black Panther, another high damage dealer, and just finishing him off. But it really is quite straightforward when we have this many characters on our side, and that's really all possible because of Mr. Sinister's adaptability to the situation and being able to clone enemies for us to utilize. Go ahead and finish off Black Panther here once again with a devastating Ghost Ultimate, and you bet we're going to go ahead now and actually just start weakening him, stun again, but finish off Black Widow as well as the next few targets. And at this point, if it's down to these last 5, it's pretty smooth sailing. There's not really any kind of big threat, especially with the number of clones we got and the powerful synergy of the crowd control on our team. That being said here, you should definitely leave Groot to be the last character to finish off, save your energy. But once again, Mr. Sinister proving very versatile and very useful, and so far the MVP of Dark Dimension, especially with him being utilized in all the nodes so far through my progression. And actually, I have been able to one-shot all the nodes so far in Dark Dimension 4, so, you know, that rumor where Dark Dimension 4 is a lot easier than Dark Dimension 3, I wholeheartedly agree. Honestly speaking, it's been quite straightforward, so as long as you have a really good team synergy. So, as always, you guys, I love showing you just the history here of the attack, but so far I've been able to one-shot every node along the way. So, as you can see here with Mission 5, I appreciate you checking out my videos, you guys, and as always, I will definitely keep this up. So, thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next one.